Ever wondered how Bitcoin mining works and what are its rewards? Well, let's embark on a journey to the heart of the cryptocurrency ecosystem. Bitcoin mining plays a pivotal role in this digital world, and today we'll unravel its mysteries. Let's start with the basics. Bitcoin operates on a technology called blockchain, a decentralized public ledger where all confirmed transactions are included as so-called blocks. It's like a massive, open, and ever-growing ledger book that's accessible to anyone and everyone. Now, let's introduce the heroes of our story, the miners. These are individuals or groups who use computational power to solve complex mathematical problems, verifying transactions, and adding new blocks to the blockchain. This process is known as hashing. But why would anyone invest time and resources into solving these problems? Well, the answer lies in the rewards. Miners are rewarded with new bitcoins, hence the term mining, but it's not as simple as it sounds. The process of Bitcoin mining, at its core, is a complex mathematical puzzle that needs to be solved. And that's what we're going to dive into next, so stay tuned. Now that we understand what Bitcoin mining is, what exactly happens during the mining process? Well, let's dive right in. The mining process can be broken down into three main steps. First, there's the verification of transactions. In this step, miners validate the information of Bitcoin transactions that occur within a specific time frame. This is done to make sure that the same Bitcoins aren't being spent twice, a concept known as double spending. In order to do this, miners collect these transactions into a package known as a block. Moving on to the second step, we have the creation of a new block. This block is then added to the Bitcoin blockchain, a public ledger that holds the record of every single Bitcoin transaction ever made. But before this block can be added, there's a catch. The block needs to be stamped with a unique identifier known as a hash. This hash is created using a complex mathematical algorithm. And this brings us to the third and final step of the mining process, the solving of the mathematical puzzle. This puzzle is essentially the process of finding the unique hash for the block. Miners compete to solve this puzzle, and the first one to do so gets to add the new block to the blockchain. This process requires substantial computational power and is known as proof of work. Now you might be wondering, why would miners go through all this trouble? Well, the answer lies in the reward system, which we'll explore in the next section. But before we get there, it's important to understand that solving this puzzle isn't just about getting the reward. It's also about securing the Bitcoin network. By solving the puzzle, miners validate and verify the transactions that make up the block. This ensures that only valid transactions are added to the blockchain, maintaining its integrity. So, by solving this puzzle, miners contribute to the security and integrity of the Bitcoin network. But what's in it for the miners? Why do they spend so much time and energy on this process? These are excellent questions. In the world of Bitcoin mining, there are two main incentives that make the process worthwhile: the block reward and transaction fees. Let's start with the block reward. In the beginning, when Bitcoin was in its infancy, the block reward was 50 Bitcoins. Yes, you heard it right, 50, but it's not as easy as it sounds. Every 4 years, an event known as halving occurs, which cuts the block reward in half. We are currently looking at a reward of 6.25 Bitcoins per block, but with the upcoming halving event in 2024, this will reduce to just 3.125 Bitcoins. This might initially seem like bad news for miners. After all, they're getting less Bitcoin for their efforts, right? Well, not necessarily. You see, as the supply of Bitcoin decreases, its value tends to increase. This is due to the simple economic principle of supply and demand. So, while miners will be receiving fewer Bitcoins, the value of these Bitcoins could potentially be much higher. Now, let's talk about the second incentive, transaction fees. Whenever a Bitcoin transaction is made, a small fee is paid to the miner who confirms the transaction. As Bitcoin becomes more popular, the number of transactions increases. This means more fees for miners. In recent times, transaction fees have been on the rise. In fact, Bitcoin transaction fees have seen a surge due to the popularity of Bitcoin-based non-fungible tokens, specifically BRC20 tokens. So what does the future hold for Bitcoin mining rewards? Well, despite the halving event in 2024, many predict that the increase in transaction fees could potentially offset the reduction in block rewards. This means that Bitcoin mining could continue to be profitable for miners, even with the reduced block reward. Although the mining rewards are set to decrease, the rising transaction fees could potentially offset this reduction. The world of Bitcoin mining is complex and ever-changing, but one thing is certain: the potential for reward is definitely a driving force behind the process. But not everyone can just start mining Bitcoins, can they? Well, no. The process of mining Bitcoins isn't as simple as setting up a rig and letting it run. There's a level of difficulty involved, and it's a crucial aspect of the Bitcoin network. You see, the Bitcoin protocol is designed to maintain a balance. As more miners join the network, bringing in more computational power, the difficulty of mining increases. This is to ensure that the time taken to add a new block to the blockchain remains constant, around every 10 minutes. Now, you might be wondering, what if some miners drop out? Good question. If the number of miners decreases, the difficulty adjusts downwards to maintain that balance. This dynamic adjustment of mining difficulty is a key feature of the Bitcoin network, ensuring its security and stability. So, we've got this difficulty factor, but how does it affect profitability? Well, the higher the difficulty, the more computational power you need to solve the cryptographic puzzle and earn the reward. More computational power means more electricity and more efficient hardware, both of which cost money. This is where the concept of mining profitability comes into play. It's not just about how many Bitcoins you can mine, it's about how much you're spending to mine them. Electricity costs can be a major factor, especially in regions where power is expensive. The efficiency of your mining equipment also plays a big role. More efficient hardware can solve the puzzles faster, giving you a better chance of earning the reward before other miners. But remember, the price of Bitcoin is volatile. A profitable operation today could become unprofitable tomorrow if the price drops significantly. And with halving events like the one expected in 2024, the mining reward will be cut in half, potentially affecting profitability. So while Bitcoin mining can be profitable, it's not without its challenges and risks. Where is Bitcoin mining headed in the future? Let's delve into the realm of predictions and possibilities, shall we? The future of Bitcoin mining seems to be taking an interesting turn, with experts and analysts painting a picture of potential prosperity. One such forecast comes from Standard Chartered analyst Jeff Kendrick, who predicts that Bitcoin could reach a valuation of a whopping $120,000 by the end of 2024. This bullish stance is mainly predicated on increased mining profitability, which would reduce the supply of Bitcoin, thus pushing prices higher. Kendrick estimates that as Bitcoin becomes more profitable to mine, miners will likely sell fewer Bitcoin over time, resulting in a reduction of the net supply by around 250,000. This would further lower the currency's inflation rate from 1.7% to a mere 0.4% year on year. In another interesting turn of events, Wall Street giants are showing increased interest in the cryptocurrency market, adding to the positive sentiment around Bitcoin. They are even creating their own Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, which could potentially bring more stability and legitimacy to the cryptocurrency industry. The future of Bitcoin mining is also tied to the halving event set to occur in 2024. This event is expected to further reduce mining expenditures, making Bitcoin mining even more profitable. However, the future is not without its potential roadblocks. Regulatory updates restricting access to Bitcoin could impact its gains. Additionally, inflation and a potential recession in 2024 could affect Bitcoin's performance. But despite these uncertainties, the upcoming halving event is expected to push Bitcoin to new record highs, suggesting a promising future for Bitcoin mining. Despite the uncertainties, Bitcoin mining continues to be a vital part of the cryptocurrency ecosystem, shaping its future in ways that are yet to be fully understood. As we journey into this exciting future, one thing is clear: Bitcoin mining is here to stay. So, that's a wrap on Bitcoin mining. We've journeyed through the intricate processes involved, from solving complex mathematical problems to validating transactions on the network. We've explored the rewards miners receive for their efforts, not just in freshly minted Bitcoin, but also transaction fees, which have soared recently due to the burgeoning popularity of Bitcoin-based non-fungible tokens. We've delved into the ever-increasing difficulty of mining and how this impacts profitability. It's clear that mining revenue is on an upward trend, hitting a 4-month high in late 2023. Yet, it's not all smooth sailing. The upcoming halving event in 2024 will significantly reduce the Bitcoin block subsidy, affecting mining rewards. Looking ahead, the future of Bitcoin mining is both exciting and unpredictable. It's influenced by many factors, from advancements in technology to shifts in regulatory landscapes. Nevertheless, one thing remains certain: Bitcoin mining is pivotal in maintaining the security and integrity of the Bitcoin network. While Bitcoin mining is a complex process, it plays a crucial role in maintaining the security and integrity of the Bitcoin network.